My dear lovely Aquarius, this is your horoscope for April 2024. Now, I love the first week of April because when we will be, we will all will be feeling compassionate towards each other, more love towards each other, helping each other, some sort of this kind of vibrations will be in the air because planets will be speaking to each other in a perfect manner. They will be so friendly to each other, and as how above, so below. And people will be feeling the same, my dear Aquarius. And also, April has amazing rare aspect that happens very rare. And we will get to that point of the month a little bit later, but just so you know that two beneficial big angels of the universe will be meeting in a so long they haven't met each other, and they will meet and they will create colorful life for all of us and will bring positive news for all of us. And April in general is a month of more of a retrospection, when you need to sit back, get your popcorn, and observe things, rethink things, because we will be beginning Mercury with April with Mercury retrograde. When Mercury retrograde, meaning moving backwards, we need to redo things, remake, rethink, reshape, redesign. I've made a whole separate video about Mercury retrograde. If you're interested, go check on my channel. I made predictions for every sign in that video, and you will get more in-depth information in that video. But here I will briefly mention the Mercury will retrograde in your house of communication, and Mercury is the planet of communication. For you, my dear Aquarius, it's extra important, very vital not to sign any contracts, especially important contracts, some papers. If you have to sign, try to postpone it up until May, because Mercury will be retrograding from 2nd April until 25th of April. And when Mercury retrogrades, it's better not to sign papers, better not to initiate, not to start anything, not to do plastic surgeries, because it's the planet of communication and mind. We need Mercury to be sharp to do all those things. Otherwise, it gives us all sorts of miscommunication, mistakes, errors, mishaps, and all sorts of this kind of mistakes go around, and some sort of changes. People might change their mind, or something will be off, or you might change your mind. This kind of situations are happening during Mercury retrograde. And plus, April we have solar eclipse, and during eclipse season, there is eclipse tunnel between the two. Eclipses come in pairs. First one appeared on 25th of March, and next one will appear in April, 8th of April, and between these 2 dates, we have 2 weeks of a tunnel vision, when we are totally in the dark, in the stardust, and universe lifts all the situation, all the destinies up into air, and after 2 weeks, we don't know how it falls back onto land, right? So we just need to give it time. Even when it falls back, we need to settle that dust as well. Let it settle, up until May. Better avoid to making any decisions, important decisions that are made around eclipse. They are very hard to change, my dear Aquariuses. It's like almost like a stamp on your destiny, and it is very hard to cancel or somehow negotiate with the destiny. It's like there is no negotiation around that. So that's why whole April, it seems like universe is telling us, hey guys, just relax, because May will be perfect month to start everything new, initiate, sign contracts, to go to do those errands and everything, to restart, refresh. But April is the month when you need to give it a second thought. This is what the universe is telling. Now let's begin with April 2nd, when Mercury retrogrades. Let me briefly mention that it will retrograde in the 3rd house, house of communication, house of signing contracts. This is very important, my dear Aquarius. Mercury rules 3rd house. Mercury is the planet of mind, contractual agreements, signing papers. So for you, it's extra important not to sign some papers, because if you do sign, and if you cannot postpone those papers, signature of those papers and deals, then just so you know that some parts of the deal, some parts of the contract might have some mistakes, or you might be changing later your mind or re-signing that contract, or some other person will be changing their minds, and there might be all sorts of things might go wrong, and if you have to sign some papers, better to triple check, double check with those people, like legal advisor or financial advisor, whoever in the in the place to help you with that checks. So do check all the papers that you sign during Mercury retrograde, meaning whole April, my dear Aquarius. And also, third house is a short trips house. If you have a trip somewhere very near, not far, also double and triple check all the details, your hotel bookings, the dates, the tickets, everything. Because again, Mercury will put his tricks around that too, because it's a third house, my dear Aquariuses. And also, third house is all about, technical stuff like mobile phones, electrical appliances, TVs, or fridge, or anything, technology things. So better not to buy around this time this kind of things, because they might be broken later on quickly, or you might find some flaws about that things. Some things will not be right about those gifts, expensive gifts. Now, 8th of April, we have amazing solar eclipse, fantastic one. New moon solar eclipse, when sun and moon will, unite and give birth to a new energy. And when there is a solar eclipse, it gives birth to energy to whole universe. It's 10 times stronger than regular new moon and 10 times stronger than regular full moon. Now, around this solar eclipse, events will be happening, some changes will be happening, and eclipse is a perfect tool of the universe. It's like a compass to correct our destiny, like telling you, no, you're not going there, my dear, you need to go here, something like this. And eclipses bring situations that happen only once in our life. Let's say when we get married, get divorced, or someone leaving our life, or you graduating or moving somewhere, something that makes your life upside down, and something that changes your life 180 degrees. These kind of big events are usually the news brought by eclipses, and eclipses happen because of destiny nodes, north node and south node, those lunar nodes, and our destiny is getting corrected, my dear Aquariuses. And eclipses, they're like elevators of the universe. They are lifting us up to exactly to the same place where we should be by now, I mean. And new moon solar eclipse, messages of these eclipses and changes, that they are brought by, they are happening for only few of us exactly on the day it appears, meaning 8th of April this month. But for most of us, a message or change or situation comes up during the month before it appears and during the month after it appears. So it might be that you've already gotten your message, my dear Aquariuses, during March, since 8th of March. Or if you didn't get anything, let's say, life-changing, then it might happen after it appears. Up until 8th of May, you have time. So give it the time to bring that message into your life and change it for better. Eclipses, they work always for better, my dear Aquariuses. And this eclipse is such a positive eclipse. I haven't seen in the long run so positive one. I literally couldn't find anything bad about this eclipse. Eclipses is usually intense. They are like, people don't like changes usually, and that's why we feel intenses in a more negative way. But this eclipse is such a positive one. It's such a jewelry in the sky, and it's the change will be positive one, so smooth. And I will make a whole separate video about this eclipse. It's so sugar sweet eclipse, so stay tuned for that. And don't forget to check your rising sign and moon sign too, because we are all Aquariuses. But why we're different? Because we consist of 3 signs, my dear Aquariuses. It's like your rising sign might be stronger in your chart, or your moon sign might be stronger in your chart. So if you don't know those signs, go check it out. Draw up your natal chart. There are a bunch of online resources for free, and check which sign was rising when you were born, and where was the moon when you were born, in which sign, and check the horoscopes for all 3. Most of the people, they check for sun sign, I know, but let me tell you, guess what? Horoscopes are written for rising sign, my dear Aquariuses. So make sure to check your rising sign and moon sign too. That's how you will know which sign is stronger playing currently in your life, or which sign is now playing very strong or influencing and impacting your life now. And you can track the events That's how actually timing works in astrology. Now, I will give you a few examples of what might be the message of this eclipse, a new moon eclipse. But as new moon, the name suggests, there is a new beginning, new chapter, and when it's eclipse, it's 10 times stronger. As I said, one like a lifetime event, and only one or two of these situations might come up in your life. Not all of them, because we're all different again. Now, those of you who are born around 6th of February, my dear Aquariuses, will be the affected most, will be the luckiest the most. All of us will get our portion of news, but those of you who are born around 6th of February will be the most fortunate, let's say. Now, you might get a profitable deal, my dear Aquariuses, It's like universe is teasing you with Mercury retrograde and solar eclipse. It's like there is a perfect picture deal, and at the same time, you have to think, It's like universe is testing you. You really need to postpone that deal, perfect deal, up until May, if it's possible, my dear Aquariuses, because with Mercury retrograde, you will have to resign it, or something will be off about that deal. But according to this new moon solar eclipse, there could be a contract, there could be an offer to sign, and especially the ruler of this new moon will be in your earned income, money house. It seems like that deal will be so ideal and profitable. It will be promising you a lot of money. And so think twice, my dear Aquariuses. Just if it's possible, postpone. You can always say that I'm sending it to my lawyer, I'm sending it to my financial advisor for checkup, so please wait, some sort of this kind of things, because it's happening in your third house, and third house rules contractual agreements. There might be some contracts to sign, papers to sign. For some of you, it's about brother or sister. Those of you who have siblings, it might be they who are getting richer, who are getting money, my dear Aquariuses, in your family. If you have a brother, sister, they might be getting lucky with money. And for some of you guys, it will be about new skills. It's a courage house, when we have this, finally, the bravery, to be brave, to pursue, to learn those new skills, to kind of a new beginnings, to start something, learning, kind of acquiring for ourselves new, let's say, assets, in the form of education, new skills, new knowledge. And it might be you are opening for yourself completely different, very lucrative, and in the future profitable skill. Maybe you are learning, all about AI, or maybe you will start learning about, I don't know, coding or programming languages. Something new, in some new areas you might start learning. It's all about courses, those short training courses you might start around this solar eclipse that will actually be profitable for you in the future, my dear Aquariuses. So well done on that. Go for it. And for some of you, it might be about, some travel somewhere very near, not far. And if you will travel around this date, you will love that travel for sure, my dear Aquariuses. You will enjoy it a lot, because new moon is like, you're going to feel maybe that place as a new home, and you will love so much that place that you would want to visit it again in the future. For some of you guys, my dear Aquarius, it will be about driving, Maybe you will start learning driving, let's say, and you will would like to drive some sort of transportation, and you would like to earn by driving like money, and it seems like quite a lot of money. So you might start actually learning this skill, or it might be about transportation type, any type, like you might be buying a car, actually, or any sort of transportation, maybe a plane. But if you are really buying a car, just wait with signing papers until May, because it is again happening in your house of contractual agreements, and signing the deal about the buying a car, better to postpone it until May. But if you're selling something, like selling your car, then this is amazing time, and you will sell it with a very good price, my dear Aquariuses, as suggested by this new moon solar eclipse. Also, it's about your neighbors. Your neighbors might be getting lucky also around this time, or any other distant relatives. And third house is also about surrounding, about talks, what kind of topics you're talking, kind of new ideas, our thoughts. And here it will give you a lot of new ideas for your future and profitable ideas, my dear Aquarius. So write down your ideas around this time. They will bring you money in the future, my dear Aquariuses. Now, 19th of April, Sun moves into your fourth house. Shining light into your family situation. It might be you will see your family, or your family will visit you, and your attention will turn to your family situation, because 2 days after, this rare aspect is happening exactly in your family house. On 21st of April, Jupiter, planet of luck and happiness, will join forces and hug, finally, Uranus, planet of surprises. And I call this aspect happy surprises because these are two planets, angels of the universe. They shower us with luck. They shower us with opportunities. They shower us with, happiness. And they're like two big brothers who haven't seen each other for a long time. They're gonna be meeting for the first time in 14 years. That's how it takes them to meet each other. Exactly every 14 years they meet each other, but each time in a different sign. And to meet, for them to meet in the same sign, it takes even longer, my dear Aquariuses. This is how rare this aspect is. And it's happening in your house of family. Amazing place to host this aspect. Next time they're gonna meet, it will happen in 2037. And last time they met, it was 2011. And each time it was a different sign, my dear Aquariuses. So use this time, especially, in the area related to your family, because finally they will be meeting each other. We were feeling the effects of their meetup already since last half of March, and we will be feeling whole April and even May. But exact aspect will happen on 21st of May, when these two planets will come to the same point of your chart, finally hug each other and then shower some happy unexpected surprises. You might be like sort of having unexpected surprises in your family. It might be some new person is joining your family. It might be you are getting married and your husband is already be feeling part of family, or your brother or sister is getting married and his wife or husband will be new member for your family. And fourth house is also house of mother's life. Maybe there is a happy surprise happening in your mom's life. Your mom will tell you some interesting and unexpected news as well, very happy one, and it might involve money as well. It might be that you will be renovating your maybe living circumstances, your house, or it might be you are buying a house. You might finally decide which house to buy around 21st of April. Real estate, because here is like Jupiter rules your house of money and Uranus rules it's your ruler, my dear Aquariuses. And happening in your fourth house is is about real estate. Some of you guys really in April are looking into real estate, it seems like. Maybe even like investment as buying real estate or apartment, anything, or a house. But I do advise you to wait until May. It's okay to choose. It's okay to talk with real estate agents, all sorts of, choices to give it a thought, but sign the paper in May. And for some of you guys, it might be about citizenship and immigration. Coming back to this house thing, it might be that you're just renovating your house and you will have the money to renovate by luck. You will have a wish to renovate and money comes in unexpectedly. You might be also busy with that. And some of you guys, it will be about citizenship, and the place where you call home. It might be you will get unexpected and happy news that you've been granted a citizenship. Now you are a citizen of a different country, let's say. Or it might be a news about of your resident status and the place where you call home, actually. Now, moving forward, on 24th of April, we have full moon. in your house of career, my dear Aquarius. This is the highest house of the chart. And, if you look at the clock, it always shows 12 o'clock. This is where your house of career, your social status, where everyone look at us up, like, when we are in the highest point of our life. And full moons are all about closures. They bring something to an ending, something that was already bubbling up in your life, something that was already there, already unfolding some story. And Pluto, planet of transformation, which is freshly new in your sign for the next 20 years, is making a harsh angle to that full moon. They will be in a disagreement. Pluto will be in disagreement with new full moon, And those of you who are born around 22nd of January will be affected the most, plus or minus 5 days. And you might not like the news of this full moon, my dear Aquarius, but don't worry, your ruler will help you out anyhow, even if it will be concerning money, especially, let's say. Then your ruler, Uranus, will be helping out. It seems like your finances are protected by the universe, my dear Aquarius. And it might be that you are finishing your career, let's say. It's the time to close the chapter. It might be you're starting a different path. And maybe you are finishing your career in one company and starting in another, let's say. Or like in one at one title and you are acquiring another title. Also could be that, let's say, if you are at that age, you are now becoming a pensioner, let's say, and you're finishing with dignity, full life career. 10th house is also about social status, about reputation. And it seems like your social status is changing, my dear Aquariuses. Maybe you are moving out, let's say, from your family house and going to live somewhere else. That's why your social status is changing. Or you are becoming a grandparent, or you are becoming a parent, also might happen. Let's say because you've got a kid and that's why you have to pause your career and sit home, care for this kid now, like a child, maternity leave. Also, it's about the title, some sort of achievements or nominations or prize or a job offer. It might be the case that you won't be selected at this time. And, it indicates also about reputation. For some of you guys, it might be that, let's say you went bankrupt or you closed your company and you are not anymore a businessman. And somehow your reputation is lessened or your influence is lessened also. Also, it's about father's life or your manager's life. For some of you guys, dear Aquarius, if it's not about your career, it might be about your manager's life situation or your father's life situation. They might finish their career or they might somehow get a decrease in terms of reputation and influence. They might, let's say, stop being a businessman or quit their job. Some things might be happening around this time. Especially considering Pluto, planet of transformation, that will give you also the transformation, my dear Aquariuses. But as I said, don't be sad because all your finances anyhow is protected, and it seems like universe is protecting you, especially your money, my dear Aquariuses. Now, Venus, planet of love and beauty, on 29th of April, when it will move into your house of family, you might be around this time buying something for your house or eyeing, let's say, some purchases, making beautiful your new house if you've bought already. And by the end of April, it's okay, to sign those contracts and buy. And better even if you postpone to May, if you cannot, 29th of April is still good day to sign that paper. And it seems like many of you will be buying a house or real estate or buying something for your home, like decorations and renovations. And you might be making it beautiful, like maybe coloring, let's say, the wall, or changing, let's say, I don't know, sofa or something, some furniture. It's also about, your family relationships. They will get more beautiful and more, let's say, more love comes into your family. And lastly, Mars, planet of activity, planet of motivation, on 30th of April will move into your third house, buzzing your actually to really sign that contract. And Mars will be, all sorts of communications will start coming up, and actually will be breeze of air after Mars spent whole April in your second house of money, where let's say, it might have been the case that your spendings were a lot around April. You've been spending a lot because Mars is the planet of, activity, and it was whole month in your house of money, and it usually gives a lot of spendings, more than usual. It also could, and now, moving to your third house, it will be really fresh air. And Mars, hosting Mars in the third house is much easier. It's more about communication, and by that time Mercury will go direct, and Mars will be in your third house, and communication will be a lot around this time, signing contracts and transportation, buying transport, or like a car or bicycle, any type of transport, and a lot of communication with your siblings if you have them, brothers and sisters, and distant relatives as well. And also neighbors will be knocking on your door a lot around this time. And in general, Mars will bring all the action into your house of communication, writing, reading a lot, also thinking a lot of projects, and those things that you've been contemplating in April, all those ideas, you will start making, bringing them into reality by real action, solid actions. Seems like by the end of April, my dear Aquariuses. This was your horoscope for April. Please leave in the comments what was the messages of this solar eclipse, and the two beneficial planets, two angels meet up. I would love to hear about them, because this is a very highly positive month. So use this month, and especially to give a second thought to whatever is happening in your life right now, my dear Aquariuses. And stay tuned for the new moon solar eclipse video. Bye bye.